Joined by Taylor women's basketball head coach Jody Martinez before Senior Day. Here inside Odell Arena as the Trojans take on the Lancers of Grace. What does Senior Day mean to you? You've been doing this, as a head coach for 22 years on the women's basketball side. You've been a coach overall for over 30 years. What does Senior Day still mean to you?
When you hear the phrase Senior Day, I think of memories, the journey of life together, the last 4 years, and in this case, LJ. And I've had a few other players like LJ that was in school for 5 years. But just the memory lane, things up, the good, bad, and ugly. Probably more on my part of the ugly part, but dealing with me. But all the sweat, the tears, the blood, the sacrifice. I mean, it's tough to be a student athlete in college, and just from the recruiting trips, and when they make that commitment to getting to know their family very well, and it's crazy. So when I hear of Senior Day, I think of memories for all of them.
You mentioned it about the recruiting trips. Well, this class is very unique because it's your first recruiting class, including LJ, who's going to be your second 4-year player here, along with Kiara Nieto from a year ago. But you didn't recruit LJ. She had already committed before you got hired. But you were out there pounding the pavement and recruited Kayla and Meredith here. I also thought it was ironic that they both scored their 1,000th career point in high school in the same night after they'd already signed and committed to you. But what's it been like seeing this three, obviously LJ with the injury 2 years ago, but seeing Meredith and Kayla from high school and now being your first class to graduate from that you recruited here?
Right. Yeah, just to back up, even with LJ, I did kind of like re-recruit them. I still once saw LJ play during the summer before her freshman year, and had my conversations with her and Kiara, and I know they made their commitment under Coach Kelly, and who did a great job. And I just want you have to recruit them because it's a new person, and when they first heard my name, they thought I was a female Mexican, and then they got the first phone call like, wow, okay, is this the husband or what are we doing here? But they stayed committed to it, and to see LJ still part of the first official recruiting class with Meredith and Kayla, it's been remarkable. It just seems like it was yesterday. It went fast, and I tell my players that every year. I said, your time in college goes fast. You need to enjoy every moment as a team. The last 2 days in practice, we've been talking about the importance of memories with Tubb, and that's what they're going to hold on to. And so when you see Kayla and Meredith and their investment and just their sacrifice and their effort, even in the classroom, their spiritual journey, and there's just the camaraderie between all of us with our relationship has been remarkable to talk about.
Your team's 6-1 here in 2022, the only loss to Marion, a game that you had every chance to win down at their place. Why has your team been so successful here in the new year?
Well, it could only get better. I mean, first semester was just unfortunate. Everything was thrown at us. And then some. Especially off the court, with family matters, with COVID, with other sicknesses, with just long injuries and people getting injured the day before a game, and it's like they want to scrap that game plan, and so we really didn't have chemistry, and it was hard to find what's going to work with this group. Sure, every coach probably has a style they want to play, but you have to adjust at the college level. That sometimes what you want to do is not going to work, so you have to figure out what works. And I felt like Christmas break was a great resting point mentally, and I think when we came back in January, I think it was just a new vision and a new attitude, and we kind of just changed our moving forward journey with, hey, we have to focus on the tournament, and for us to focus on the tournament, we just have to get better every day, and the girls have bought in.
One of your best players in these last two games has been Meredith Deckard. First time in her career that she scored 20 points in back-to-back games. She's shooting the ball unbelievably well at 58%. Her numbers down this year, but anyone would take her numbers at 35% from three. The problem is when you shoot 52% 2 years ago, that kind of resets the mean for you personally. What's worked for her for so well these last two games at Bethel, or here against Bethel, and then on Wednesday at Spring Arbor?
Well, I think Meredith goes back to Christmas break as well. I think the 2 weeks of just trying to get healthy mentally and physically. Sometimes her mental tiredness is because of your injuries and her foot injuries, and Patience has done a remarkable job with all the players, but especially with Meredith, just to get her game ready. She's gritty. She's got a swag to her play right now. She's just playing with a lot of confidence on both ends. I mean, she's probably our best defender right now, guarding the other team's best player since Christmas break. I think a lot of our success right now has been the new attitude Meredith has brought and the energy she's brought, because she's a scouting report nightmare. I mean, Spring Arbor commentators are saying she's the female Steph Curry that they've ever seen. Yeah, when you pull from the volleyball line, I mean, you got to start guarding her. And so now it's really, she can make it a 4-on-4 game. Well, now when you make it a 4-on-4 game, you're going against Westgate, Kayla, LJ, Clacy, and then anybody off the. So taking your chances on 4-on-4 is pretty tough. And so I think that a lot of the success, we talk about that one setback at Marion. I mean, we're up 7 going into the last quarter, and we just laid an egg, couldn't hit the shots that we were hitting earlier. They hit shots that they were not hitting earlier, and I mean, this could be a 7-0 story instead of a 6-1 story, and I think a lot of it's attributed to Meredith.
You mentioned her, Taylor Westgate, having a sensational sophomore season, 5th in the country in rebounds, 8th in the league in scoring, 1st in rebounds, averaging 14 and 12. What's it been to see her grow? We saw flashes of it as a freshman. She has been really, really dominant, getting 7 straight double-doubles.
Yeah, I think a lot of it's maturity, confidence with her outside game. She has been one of the most improved players from a year ago in terms of outside shooting, the three-pointer. That just gives her confidence inside and outside. When you have three-point shooting threats like LJ, Meredith, Kayla, and Claycy, Ariel on the outside, I mean, you got to make a decision. Do you go one-on-one with Taylor, or do we have to double down and take our chances that girls miss? And I think Westgate's recognizing when it is a one-on-one situation and taking advantage of it. And she's a D1 body. She's a D1 player. She proved that against Purdue Fort Wayne with a double-double. And I just think it's more about her confidence right now.
Catching up with women's basketball head coach Jody Martinez before senior day against the Grace Lancers here today. Lancers come in 6th in the Crossroads League after you defeated them in overtime. They've won 7 of their last 10 games. It was a rock fight on Wednesday. If you liked offense, that was not the game for you as they defeated Goshen 51-45. Where have they gotten better since you defeated them back in January?
Well, the heart and soul of their team is Maddie Ryman, and unfortunately from our sources, she's not playing today. She was injured in the last 2 minutes of their game Wednesday. They carried her off the court. But she kind of guides them. She's a little spark plug. And one of the biggest improvements I felt like Grace did in the offseason was getting a solid post player that can score and rebound. That's Feldman. If I'm not mistaken, she either had 16 or 18 rebounds on Wednesday against Goshen. But she gives them a hard matchup down low, and so teams are having to double team her. And then you got players like Poore and then Patton and McMahon who have been doing they've been picking up the slack scoring. And so it's been good. Dan Davis does a good job. I've known Dan a long time. When I was down in Florida, he coached a team in Alabama, and we actually faced each other in a classic. So we go way back to 2014-15 season. He's more intense than I am, and so if people can believe that, you got to come watch him.
Last thing, we know you're a big sports fan.
Yes.
What's your prediction for the bobsled in the Winter Olympics? Oh, no, I'm sorry. What's your prediction for the Super Bowl on Sunday? I mean, you can give us a bobsled prediction if you'd like for the Winter Olympics, but...
Bobsled, I'm going to have to go with my background.
My
background's Irish-German with I just have a Mexican name. I don't think there's a Mexican team there with the bobsled team.
The Jamaican team's there, though.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the German team to pull the bobsled championship off.
What about the Super Bowl in SoFi
Super Bowl,
tomorrow?
It's I mean, I'm going to go with the Rams -6. And the reason why is it's just like what happened last year. Tampa Bay was at home and it favored them. And the Rams are in their environment. They didn't have to travel, fly, hotels. I mean, coach might have put them in a hotel just to get away from their families, but they didn't travel. I mean, it's a home game. It's a home game. It's a comfort. It just seems like a player that I've always respected is Vaughn Miller. I just love the way that guy plays, and I just feel like when they got him in that trade, I was like, oh, that just solidified the defense with Donald, and
they're scary.
They're scary good, and I think if I'm not mistaken, the Cincinnati's offensive line's a little banged up, so that's a lot of blocking,
it's a lot of dudes
pressure coming at you, man. But what an amazing story for the Cincinnati Bengals. Amazing story from last year's one of the worst records in NFL to what they're doing today.
Would you ever think about wearing outfits like Joe Burrow wears, the big diamond-encrusted chain? We could get it, instead of saying Joe, we could say Jody, or the big flashy coats.
No, man.
Are you more of what about the rose-colored susunglasses that he wore for after the wild card game? Could you pair those?
You've known me for 5 years, and people know I am plain as gimme sweats and shorts during the warm months, and I am just simple and just boring and just... Yeah, I can't even tell if my hair is in place right now. I just don't know what I look like. I don't want.
Your heart, well, your heart is everything to you and your body. And its favorite place to be is home. Marion General Hospital has been named a nationally accredited chest pain center, which is the highest accomplishment in cardiovascular care. We are proud to provide our community with a team of cardiac experts throughout MGH, from our ambulance and emergency room to our cardiovascular departments, in partnership with our experienced local cardiologists and interventional cardiologists from St. Vincent's Medical Group. The same level of cardiovascular expertise in bigger cities at larger hospitals is available right here. Everyone has their expertise. At MGH, our expertise is your heart, bringing the best in the nation home to you. Your heart is in the right place at MGH.
What limits you? Too small, too old, insecure, broken. You have no limits.
First, for business from Grace. Starting at guard, a freshman from Washington, Indiana, number 10, Quincy Wyman. At guard/forward, the sophomore from Monroeville, Indiana, number 25, Quincy Wyman. At guard/forward, the sophomore from Warsaw, Indiana, number 34, Haley Patton. At center, a junior from Bremen, Indiana, number 42, Carly Feldman. And at guard, a sophomore from Jeffersonville, Indiana, number 43, Kirsten Poor. The Lancers are coached by Ann Davis, and assisted by Carolyn Rader and Rachel Montgomery. Get on your feet to the starting lineup of your favorite Blue Jays. Starting at guard, a senior from Martinsville, Indiana, number 3, Meredith Taylor. At guard, a senior from Seymour, Indiana, number 10, Lauren James. At forward, a senior from Louisville, Indiana, number 12, Kayla Gurley. At guard, a sophomore from White Pigeon, Michigan, number 24, Lacey West. And at forward, a sophomore from Marion, Indiana, number 43, Taylor Westgate. Your Trojans are coached by Jody Martinez and assisted by Ashley Walker.
So as you heard in our pregame conversation with head coach Jody Martinez, Grace without the leading scorer in the Crossroads League, Maddie Ryman, had a lower body injury at the end of the Goshen game Wednesday. She averages 18 points per game and shoots it at 41% and 35% from 3. So her younger sister, Kenzie Ryman, will start in her place. Kenzie is a freshman, again making the second start of her career. Grace comes in 7-8 in the Crossroads League, 17-10 overall. The Trojans are 13-10 overall, 7-4 in the Crossroads League. This potentially could be a first-round tournament matchup as the Trojans currently in 3rd. Grace comes in 6th. Taylor 6-1 here in 2022. The Lancers have won 7 of 10 since losing to Taylor in overtime back in January. Grace wins the tip, driving layup no good. Taylor Westgate couldn't haul the miss on the try from Kaylee Patton. Kirsten Poor almost turns it over. Now Grace will set up in the half-court set. They go from right to left in black with red numbers and red letters. Dump down into the paint. Nice little head fake. Got away from Westgate, and laying it home is Carly Feldman, their leading scorer today, with no Ryman. Feldman, the transfer from Division II Maryville in St. Louis. She averages a double-double just like Westgate, so 2 of the top front court players here on the floor today inside Odell Arena. It's also senior day for the Trojans. They'll honor their 3 seniors after the conclusion of the game today. First possession, Taylor Kirtley, one of those seniors, trying to give Taylor the lead right out of the gate. No good. On the 3 from the near side, but it's read beautifully by Clacy West. Taylor will re-engage with Westgate, going to Feldman, trying to go up and under. Tucks, shoots too strong off the glass, and it's rebounded by GC. And the Lancers with Kaylee Patton will bring it up on the far sideline. Patton, one of the members of the 7-member freshman class from a year ago. Feldman down the lane, runs into 2 Taylor defenders, and it'll be a shooting foul as Feldman will go to the line for 2 as the 6'2 junior transfer got hit on the side of the eye. First one on Taylor, first one on Clacy West. and that will send Feldman to the line for 2. She averages 14 points and 12 rebounds, and a good-looking free throw for the 49% free throw shooter. She scored the first 3 for Grace, wasting little time, and this one rolls in over the front rim. So 4-0 start for the transfer from Maryville, Carly Feldman, and the Lancers lead 4-0. Just a little over a minute in here to the opening quarter. Taylor goes from left to right in purple, or in white with purple numbers and purple letters. James between the circles. The Trojans' second leading scorer, defended by Kirsten Poore, trying to use the length to defend the All-American. West outside leaves that three-point shot short, and the Trojans are 0 of 2 from three-point range, and the Grace bench going insane across from us and to our right as their teammates lead 4-0. Mismatch down low, double team comes as McMahon kicks it out, near side Poore. Mid-range 2 is good, and it's a 6-0 start for the Lancers. They're 2 of 3 from the floor to start. Taylor has missed their first 3 shots from the field, 0 of 2 from distance. James steps into a 3, that missed everything. High and over the rim from the left side, and Taylor starts 0 of 4 from the floor. They're down by 6. The Trojans shot just 31% Wednesday at Spring Arbor, and that's a struggle here again. They leave it away. West fell asleep. McMahon open right side, and it's an 8-0 start for Grace as the Trojans shell-shocked to start. It's a 3 for 4 beginning from the floor for Grace as they press all the way out to the volleyball line here against James. Feldman with an early 4, McMahon with 2, Poore with 2. Top of the key, Westgate trying to get Taylor on the board. That one way off target right side. And after the Trojans were close on their first 2 shots from 3, they've missed badly the last 2. It's an 8-0 start for GC as Kay Ryman will maneuver the top. Entry pass poked away. They tried to get it to Feldman. Westgate got her hand on it, but Taylor couldn't come away with the steal. Grace re-engages with 13 to shoot. Poore kicking near side, left sideline. Patton who hits a 3. The 28% three-point shooter makes it 11-0 Taylor, and the Trojans take a timeout. 2 minutes and 50 seconds in. A 4 for 5 start from the field for Grace. They lead 11-zip, and the Trojans missed their first 5 shots from the floor. Best One Tire and Auto Care Upland is proud to support Taylor University Athletics. Located at 148 South Main Street, Best One is open 6 days a week. Owner Mike Pearson and his staff offer replacement tires from brands like Bridgestone, Firestone, and Goodyear. Customers can also shop for tires from the comfort of their home by using the online tire finder. When it's time for mechanical repairs, Best One's ASE certified technicians can perform a wide range of services to get their customers back on the road. And those same technicians can do repairs on fleet vehicles as well. Taylor Athletics says thank you to Mike Pearson and everyone at Best One Tire and Auto Care Upland.
Greek's Pizzeria in Upland opened its doors in December of 2017. Over the years, there have been more than 140 Greeks opened across the country, with 24 Indiana locations. When it comes to pizza, Greeks offers customers the option to create their own pizza or to try one of Greek's specialized pizzas. Greeks uses fresh, homemade, hand-tossed dough, Greek's Italian sauce, select blended cheeses, gourmet top.
Taylor could not have drawn up a worse start. 0 of 5 from the field, a couple of air balls on 3s. They're 0 of 5 from distance. Grace, on the other hand, 4 of 5 from the floor, 1 of 1 from 3. They lead 11-0. Just not even 3 minutes into this opening quarter, and Grace doing all of this without the top scorer in the league, Maddie Ryman, and it's now 0 for 6 start as Kirtley misses a 3 short from the far sideline. Taylor shot the ball dreadfully, still won Wednesday at Spring Arbor. They almost turn it over here as Kirtley flings it up to Deckard after getting a steal after the first miscue from Grace this afternoon. Free throw line, trying to go the backdoor cut, Deckard and West, and Deckard threw it into row 1. First turnover for both sides on that last possession. And the dreadful start continues for Taylor, 6:42 to go quarter 1. It's 11-0 Lancers. Grace comes in 7-5 on the road this year. Taylor 5-2 here at home. Poor right side high to Kay Ryman, making her second start of her collegiate career, placing the injured big sis Maddie Ryman. Right side high, Poore. Taylor swinging around in the man-to-man defense. Patton to the baseline left, and Feldman with 10 to shoot. Ryman extra pass open. Kirsten Poore, high arcing 3. A miss. Nobody boxes out down low, and it's the offensive rebound for McMahon. Goes up and in. So Poor missed the three. The Trojans don't crash the glass. They come in second in the Crossroads League in rebounding margin. Grace, the top rebounding team in the league. And they make Taylor pay here. And finally, the Trojans on the board. 3 minutes and 59 seconds in as Claycy West will bang in a three from the left side of the floor. Taylor missed their first 6 shots from the field. They now trail 13-3. Man-to-man for Taylor. They leave McMahon open. Got away with a push-off up top to Ryman. Extra pass to Poor. Fumbled the ball away, but got it back, and the ball swung right side Patton. Good front by Westgate, who got too physical on the hold as she tried to come around the left side of Feldman on the far block. And that's the foul on Westgate, the Trojans' top scorer and the leading rebounder in the Crossroads League. First for her, second for Taylor, and the first shot clock will reset to 20. Here for GC as the Lancers lead by 10, 13-3 after scoring the first 13 points of the game. They'll throw this one to the backcourt, does Grace. Poor in a foot race with West, and now West will pick her up full court. Now Poor will race from the other end, gets to the front court with 15 to shoot. Near side, Kaylee Patton, far sideline to Kay Ryman. Driving baseline right, Poor, good fake spin. Long two, right elbow extended. Long off the heel was McMahon as she's been able to sneak away from her Taylor defender multiple times. Taylor has scored the last 3 points of the game after giving up the first 13. Kirtley caught near side. Decker, who scored 20 in the last 2 games. Might have a mismatch with McMahon. Bouncing in mid-post right, Westgate against Feldman. Lefty drive, fake, spins, fade away two. Too long for Westgate. Might have had an angle if she kept dribbling with her left hand. Patton to the near side for Grace, but knocked out. Nicely done by James as she knifed in and deflected it off of Patton. The Trojans trying to get some sort of life here as the 5 starters for both teams remain on the floor. Taylor just 1 of 8 from the field to start. Grace, on the other hand, 5 of 8 shooting. It's a 10-point Grace lead here on senior day for the Trojans. Free throw line, Westgate turns and faces the basket. Kirtley tips it to herself, knocked out by Patton, who will slap it out of bounds on the baseline as she and Kirtley played volleyball, trying to keep the ball or get the ball on their respective side. 15 to shoot for the home side. They attack the basket to our right. They trail by 10. Deckard with to the top of the key, and James. Free throw line, Westgate. West has the only basket for Taylor. She'll miss this 3 left side. Ball tapped up off the glass, but Taylor misses it. Weak side rebound will be Deckard's. Out to James, trying to save it. She cannot. So West missed the 3. McMahon had it down low, but then she deflected the ball off the bottom of the backboard. That allowed Westgate to come in and get it for Taylor, but then the errant pass was too far for James to get to. And it goes back to Grace as the Lancers lead by 10. First sub in for the Trojans, Gretchen Mall. Her parents, along with her grandfather, have made the trip out from Nebraska to watch the 6'4 junior play today. Still no changes to the Grace 5. Why would you? Their starting 5's been great. Bully ball down low. Feldman as she overpowers Kirtley. 6 first quarter points for Feldman. She's outscored Taylor by herself. And it's a 15-3 Grace onslaught. They made 6 of their first 9 shots. James trying to get going. Straightaway threes long off the back of the rim. Feldman soars through traffic, hauls in the miss. And here comes Grace the other way. Taylor 1 of 8 from 3. Kay Ryman. Deckard will cut her off mid-post right. Feldman trails to ushers right to the rim. Missed it. McMahon had it, and then Deckard put her hand in there and will get called for the foul. Nobody boxing out for the Trojans, and McMahon and Feldman have made Taylor pay as the Trojans being out-rebounded 11-4 here in the early going. And you combine that with the Trojans' 1 of 11 shooting start, and that's the recipe to find yourselves down 15-3. McMahon with 2 free throws. First one is a swish for the 81% free throw shooter. And she was splendid from the line Wednesday against Goshen, had 11 points, 9 of them coming from the line, going 9 of 10. This one rolls in, stays down. 6 for McMahon, 6 for Feldman, just 3 for Taylor. And it's a 17-3 Grace Avalanche to start things here in quarter 1 that has 3:43 remaining. Dale fresh off the bench, near side James, Poor defends her. Maul up top, will swing it to her classmate Dale. Defended by Patton, lefty drive by Dale, it's an armbar against Kaylee Patton. First on her, and the first one's on Grace. 3:34 to go in the opening quarter. Taylor has missed 10 of their first 11 shots. Grace, meanwhile, has gone 6 of 10. James, open left side high 3, and her classmate Kiara Nieto, sitting with her mother across from us, willed that one home. So 2 threes for the Trojans, Weston now James, but they've been long stretches in between. Taylor down 17-6. Man-to-man for the Trojans in white. Poor holds the ball off her right hip, now dribbles, and will fling a one-hand bouncer to Patton. Into the zone, bouncing outside Kay Ryman. Patton hops and drives. Farb looks for a travel that doesn't come. Left elbow, driving McMahon through contact, threw it off the glass. West had it, and then Feldman will get called for the reach-in as she tried to poke it away from West. Looked like it might be another opportunity for Grace to get another rebound. Instead, it was West that scampered in, and Feldman, the top scorer today, with no Maddie Ryman for Grace, picks up her first. But Feldman, the D2 transfer out of Maryville, has left her imprint early. 6 points and 3 boards. Kaylee Patton, 3 points and 4 rebounds as well. And the Trojans unsure where to go in their half-court set as they shoot on the basket to our right. West has the first 3 today. Drives, stops to the right block, looking for help. Lobs it in the Maul. Feldman got in there, then got poked in the eye. Then the ball dribbled off the foot of Ryman. Dale will scoop it up, and the Trojans avoid disaster. West will drive, lobs it in the Maul underneath the hoop, threw it in, and it dances off the rim, and the ball tapped away from her by Patton. Maul was stuck underneath the rim, tried to reach back with that 6'4" frame. They leave Patton open for a 3, and she hits her second of the day. Patton averages just 28% from 3 and was 0 for 2 against Goshen on Wednesday, but the sophomore from Warsaw has got 6 first-quarter points on 2 threes. James floater off left side. 2 for 14 start for Taylor as they trail by 14. Kirsten Poor accelerates right side for Grace into West, missed it short. Good defense by West, tapped into the air and snagged by Maul for Taylor. A putrid start for Taylor shooting and a blistering start for Grace on the other end. They're 7 of 12. James to the rack, right hand sneaks it in as she snuck away from Poor. Then Decker will get a steal in the backcourt. She'll wheel to the near side perimeter. Clicey West wide open. Deckard finds her, she'll miss the wide open layup. Dale will get it out to James, who bluffs a 3, and now she'll take it over Kirsten Poor and hit. A 5 in a row burst for James, and that brings some much needed juice back into Odell Arena. Taylor down by 9, the closest they have been in some time, with 87 seconds remaining in quarter 1. Kay Ryman defending the 1-3-1 Taylor zone. McMahon right elbow to Poor, back to McMahon at the free throw line. Righty drive on Dale, spins, Dale got her on the arm, no call. Ball tapped out by Feldman, and Grace recovers. Poor will fling it near side to Patton. Kay Ryman tries her hand at a 3, hits the front of the rim. Dale boxes out her defender, and Maul comes in for the miss. 64 seconds remaining in quarter 1. James telegraphed the pass, and McMahon was a step too late from trying to intercept. First sub of the afternoon in for Grace. Number 21, Peyton Murphy, 5'9" freshman from Evansville, Indiana. Maul, West, and Deckard all exit. Kirtley and Westgate back in for the Trojans. Ava Henson makes her first appearance after missing the last 3 games with an upper body injury. James trying to go 8 in a row. Nope. Henson elevates and gets the miss. Dale's been hot from 3 as of late. This one off target right. Westgate had it knocked out of her hands, and it goes back to Grace on the rebound by McMahon. 41 seconds left. Grace is led by as many as 14. They lead right now by 9. After the personal 5-0 run by Lauren James. Poor from straight away. 3-second violation against either McMahon or Feldman. Grace now has cooled off. They're shooting not as white hot as they were at 58%. They're down to 47. The Trojans, though, just 4 of 19. They missed their first 6 shots from the field. And there's about 3 seconds between game and shot clock as Taylor tries to bring the margin closer. Down by 9 after trailing by as many as 14. James dribbling on the right side circle. Poor in between the volleyball line and midcourt. Man-to-man defense as Taylor goes 5 out here. James, far side Westgate, open 3 in front of the Grace bench is swished. 8-0 Taylor run, they're down by 6. 3 to go, Ryman, they let her get all the way to the top of the key. Her shot put 3 is no good. And after trailing by 14, the Trojans close on an 8-0 run, and they trail by 6 heading to the quarter break here on the Trojan Sports Network.
Best One Tire and Auto Care Upland is proud to support Taylor University Athletics. Located at 148 South Main Street, Best One is open 6 days a week. Owner Mike Pearson and his staff offer replacement tires from brands like Bridgestone, Firestone, and Goodyear. Customers can also shop for tires from the comfort of their home by using the online Tire Finder. When it's time for mechanical repairs, Best One's ASE certified technicians can perform a wide range of services to get their customers back on the road. And those same technicians can do repairs on fleet vehicles as well. Taylor Athletics says thank you to Mike Pearson and everyone at Best One Tire and Auto Care Upland.
Taylor down by just 6 thanks to an 8-0 close to the opening quarter after trailing by 14. It was 5 in a row for James and then a 3 from Westgate with a couple seconds left to go in the first. McMahon, Patton, and Feldman lead the way with 6 apiece for Grace, 2 for Kirsten Poor, 8 for James, 3 for West, and 3 for Westgate. As Dale will operate as Taylor opens up the second quarter with the ball. Henson playing in her first game in 3 tries. Dale will pass up an open look at 3. Murphy defends as she maneuvers to the top. Beautiful head fake Westgate. 3 defenders kicking weak side to Kirtley. Couldn't get a shot off. Turns around in traffic. It was missed. Tapped around. Dale trying to fight for it. McMahon dives, plays key boy. Then Dale dives on the floor, but it was deflected away from her and is picked up by Kenzie Ryman. Near side Kirsten Poor has 1 long 2 today. Will not get 2 as the near side Jay missed off the near side rim. Kirtley on senior day, rebounding up to Dale the junior. Dale right block, picks with a bounce. Westgate cuts mid-post right. She scored the last 3 for Taylor, now make it 5 straight for Westgate. And Taylor on a 10-0 burst, they trail by 4, 20-16. After falling behind 13-0 to start the game off. Same 5 that ended the floor for both teams starts quarter 2. Poor, right side looking Feldman's way. They get it to her right block. Quick tap out to Poor. Stepping in high right side. Patton down low McMahon. She got it around the Kirtley try. And McMahon has a game high 8. And back to a 6-point lead goes Grace. Both teams score on their opening possession. James, Westgate, Dale, Kirtley, Henson, the Taylor 5. Westgate scored Taylor's last 5. Flings far side. Kirtley fires a 3. That one barely grazed the left side of the rim. It hits around and is gobbled up off the floor by Grace. They've out-rebounded Taylor 16-10 to start the Trojans, just 4 of 14 from downtown. 6-point Grace lead 90 seconds into the second quarter. And a potential first-round Crossroads League tournament matchup with Taylor sitting in 3rd, Grace sitting in 6th. Poor, open right side, high arcing 3 from the right side will be missed on the near side. McMahon had it, but her heel stepped out of bounds on the near sideline. Taylor avoids disastrous. Poor misses her second 3 of the day. Coming in off of a 2 for 5 shooting 3s on Wednesday. Deckard and West in for Taylor. Make their first appearances of the second stanza. But Taylor shooting just 6 of 23 to start. Grace has cooled off after shooting close to 60% to build that 13-0 lead. Deckard has scored 20 points in a row. Her 3-point try was blocked by McMahon, and Grace will have it scooped up by Peyton Murphy. 21 in black, almost traveled with it, gives off to Poor. Ryman a catch and shoot 3 is swished for the 45% 3-point shooter. Making her second start of the day in place of her injured older sister Maddie, the leading scorer in the Crossroads League. James drives, misses it off the bottom of the rim as it's a 9-point Grace advantage. They've answered back with 5 in a row after Taylor cut it down to 4. It's back to double figures as Peyton Murphy pulls up and hits a jump shot from the free throw line. After doing so well, the Trojans have been hit with a quick 5-0 burst here in the last minute. They're back down by 11, 27-16. 7-0 run for GC after Taylor scored 10 unanswered. Deckard defended by McMahon. Screen and roll Kirtley between 2 defenders. Rolls it in with a right hand for her first scoring. Taylor head coach Jody Martinez pleading for his team to play some defense. As Grace is 48% from the field. They come as the 6th best field goal shooting team in the Crossroads League. Murphy, right hash mark, bullets it in. Nobody guards Feldman. Her shot was too strong as she turned around the right hand. Westgate with a late collapse to force the miss. Deckard pitching back to the trailing Taylor. Westgate 1-3 today. That one misses everything off the right side of the rim as Westgate shakes her head in disbelief. Taylor 4 of 16 from 3. They come in averaging the 6th most made threes in the country at 10 per game. They've made just 4 here to start. Taylor shot the ball poorly on Wednesday in the win over Spring Arbor, 31% overall, 28% from 3. And it's carried on today, 26% overall, 25 from 3. Poor, right block, Feldman has Kirtley pinned in too deep. That's easy work for Feldman, but she missed it. It was tapped away by Kirtley and scooped up by Clacy West. She'll fly to the front court, almost double dribbled. Right block, Westgate with a mismatch with Ryman. On the weak side, Kirtley, head fake, duped around Ryman and laid it in for 2 more. Nice find, Westgate, and a prettier move by Kirtley. Taylor back to within 7 with 6:06 separating us from halftime. Grace doesn't play a lot of players. They only played 7 in the loss to Goshen Wednesday with no Maddie Ryman. That number down to 6. Patton slaps the floor. She gets ready to check in. Feldman, right block, skipping to Kay Ryman. Nice pass by Deckard. She'll get it in the air, and now it's a foot race with Westgate, or with Clacy West. 2 defenders, she'll lay it in right hand. Defense to offense. 5 for West, and the Trojans back to within 5. Great hands from Deckard in our pregame conversation. Jody Martinez said Meredith, the Trojans' best on-ball defender this season. Murphy far side in the 1-2-2 Taylor zone. Right side Murphy, heels inside the right sideline. She'll hit a 3. She came in just making 19% from downtown. All 5 of Murphy's points have come in this quarter. Timeout for Grace as they'll get a sub in here. Their lead back up to 8 with 5:22 to go in quarter 2.
Greek's Pizzeria in Upland opened its doors in December of 2017. Over the years, there have been more than 140 Greeks opened across the country, with 24 Indiana locations. When it comes to pizza, Greeks offers customers the option to create their own pizza or to try one of Greek's specialized pizzas. Greeks uses fresh, homemade, hand-tossed dough, Greek's Italian sauce, select blended cheeses, gourmet toppings, and the same method of preparation since the first restaurant opened in 1969. The kitchen can also whip up a sandwich served on fresh French-style bread, or it can put that sandwich into a pizza shell wrap. Customers can also add breadsticks or French-style bread as a side item. Greeks also offers a selection of salads and assorted dressings as well. Greeks is located just off Main Street in Upland and is a proud supporter of Taylor University Athletics. Greek's Pizzeria, it's our taste.
Ivanhoe's has been served.
Grace is shooting the ball wonderfully today, 46% from the field for the team that's 6th in the Crossroads League in field goal shooting percentage. And remember, they're doing this all without the top scorer in the Crossroads League, Maddie Ryman, at 18 per game, who suffered a lower body injury late in the win over Goshen Wednesday. The Trojans trailed 13-0 to start, so being down just 8, about halfway home in the second, is something to not really shake your head at. Out of the Grace timeout, it's James, West, Westgate, Kirtley, and Deckard. Patton back in for GC. Clacy West drives from straight away, tucks to the right-hand scoop. Tough shot. We missed off the near side of the rim and rebounded by Patton of Grace. She's made an impact early, 6 points and 6 rebounds for Kenzie Patton. Kay Ryman, the little sister of leading scorer Maddie Ryman, who we see sitting at the end of the bench with her right foot in a boot. Feldman, bulleted pass, almost knocked away Westgate. They leave Patton open for a 3, and the 28% three-point shooter is gone 3 of 3 from distance today, as the Trojans have not gone out and tried to cool off the hot shooting Kaylee Patton. 5th made 3 of the opening half for GC. West trying to get Taylor the 3 back. Nope, left short, left side. She's 1 of 4 from 3, and Taylor's back down by 11. Poor little hesitation, angled around West, dances off the back of the rim, and Westgate has the rebound for Taylor. Just the 2nd rebound for the leading rebounder in the Crossroads League. Deckard wall to wall, bumped on the take by Peyton Murphy. And Murphy will help Deckard up. Football lineman Trey Wood hoping to get a foul on the shooting foul for Deckard. Clacy West out, Ariel Dale back in. Taylor down 11. They've been outscored by 5 here in the second quarter. They're shooting just 29% overall. Deckard looking for help. Got to get it in quick on the near baseline. And she'll find James on the near sideline. Kirtley bouncing it into the free throw line, and Westgate. Right-hand drive, Feldman spins into traffic. Off the high glass is good for 2. 7 points for Taylor Westgate, and the Trojans back down by single digits. Down by 9, 33-24. As we get 4 minutes remaining in the second, Westgate jumps around Feldman, pokes it away, as Feldman looking a little winded, as Grace playing just 6 players today with no Maddie Ryman. Taylor down by 9 to into Westgate, and then Feldman tried to return the favor, but she hooked Westgate on the back. And that'll be the second one on Carly Feldman. And now what does 4th-year head coach Dan Davis do? Feldman's their best rebounder, their best interior offensive threat, and she'll have to go to the bench in place of Kenzie McMahon. They played just 7 in the loss, or the win over Goshen Wednesday. They've only played 6 here so far. And so we'll see how long they keep Feldman on the bench. The second best rebounder in the league behind the Trojans, Taylor Westgate. Taylor with the ball down 9. Deckard near sideline. 2 defenders there bouncing off to James. Right side, Deckard trying to find her first 3, and that one was from way outside. Deckard, first career back-to-back 20-point games. Her first 3 here makes it a 6-point Taylor hole. And then a violation will be called against Lauren James as she got tied up with Patton, but the Trojan bench across from us screaming for something off the ball. It'll go against James as fifth-year Taylor head coach Jody Martinez, upset with both hands firmly placed on the khakis of his hips. Taylor down by 6. 23 to shoot for GC as Kay Ryman will deal it in near baseline. Poor, mid-range jump shot. Nope, left it short. Deckard will have the miss. And now Deckard will run. This could be Taylor's benefit with just the 6 rotational players for Grace available today. Dale fakes the pass to her left as Grace slides back in the man-to-man. Deckard wanted to go curtly near corner, instead reverse it left side high James. Free throw line Westgate banging with McMahon, trying to go up and under. Extra step to greatness, off balance shot no good. Ball tapped to the baseline, saved in, and stepping out of bounds was McMahon. It'll stay here with Taylor as Dale was there to crowd her on the baseline to make life difficult for McMahon, 25 in black. So Taylor gets another crack at it, trying to cut into the 6-point hole. They've never led, trailing 13-0 to start the game off. Deckard, baseline right, directing Dale up the near sideline, gets it to her as Grace slides into the man-to-man. Back to Deckard near side on a skip pass from James. Make it a 2-3 zone as they press out on Deckard. Trying to go into Westgate, right elbow with 10 to shoot. Westgate wants curly telegraph pass. Patton was in front and steals. 4th turnover for the Trojans. Grace has given it away 9 times. The Lancers with a 6-point lead. Murphy, left side, near to Ryman, and she traveled on the near sideline before she could enter the pass into McMahon. Taylor head coach Jody Martinez pleading with one of his players to shoot the open shot they had earlier. Grace has cooled off. They're still shooting the 3-ball really, really well. 5 of 9 for 56%. Their overall shooting percentage down to 44% after being near 60 in quarter 1. Down by 6 of the Trojans. They trailed by 4 to start the quarter off. Far sideline, Deckard almost fell into the Grace bench and keeps her footing. Right hand dribble to the near side of the floor in James as Taylor shoots from the basket to our right. James drives and floats. Deckard with 8. Driving, trying to turn the corner with 7. Bouncing down low. Curtly missing the shot. Ball tapped out of bounds. It'll actually go back to Grace. Beautiful find as Deckard wheeled and dumped it off. But Curtly missed the shot from in short. She's just 2 of 7 here in the game today. And the shooting woes continue. That could have drawn Taylor to within 4. 2:15 remaining here in this opening half that has been dominated by Grace thanks to this 13-0 run. Since then, Taylor has outscored them 27-20. Around the high middle screen, Kay Ryman as Deckard comes underneath. Ryman picks it up. Poor will snatch it away from Curtly. High pass through the hands of Patton and stolen by Westgate. 11th turnover for Grace here, and Taylor's cashed in on 11 points on the previous 10 giveaways. James thought about a step in 2-3, mid-post right Westgate against a smaller McMahon. Turns, league logo, jump shot clean. Westgate. 9 in the game, 6 in the quarter, and for the second time in the quarter, the Trojans back to within 4 with 100 seconds remaining in the first half. A defensive stop here would be huge for the Trojans, trying to gain some momentum heading to halftime. Poor to Murphy, who's got a 3 already. 5 in the quarter, so give up to Kay Ryman. 90 seconds remaining in quarter 2. Top of the key, McMahon steps into the arc. Murphy, catch and shoot 3, off target left. Almost got wedgied in the rim. It's rebounded by Dale with 80 seconds left and Taylor down 4. Free throw line, make it hash mark. Deckard off the back of the rim, halfway down and out. And the Trojans couldn't get in there for the miss. Still plenty of time between game and shot clock as we haven't even hit a minute to go in the second quarter. So a 4-point Grace lead. They've led by as many as 14 and started the game on that 13-0 jaunt. Murphy perimeter right, wants to go down low McMahon. They reverse it near side to Poor as we dip below a minute to go. Patton screams for it, they couldn't get it to her. Kay Ryman right side with 6 to shoot. Murphy with 5. Ball tapped into the air. They'll get Dale for the foul on behind Patton as the shot clock got down to 4. First on Dale, second on Taylor in the quarter. And the shot clock will reset to 20 as we have 28.5 seconds between the two clocks. 4-point Grace lead as Kay Ryman will get it in baseline right. That's close to 5 seconds, and it's not even close. It is 5 seconds. Another turnover for Grace, their 12th of the opening half. And now Taylor will get it back with no time coming off of either clock. Now it's an 18.5 second difference between the two clocks with Taylor down 4. Will Taylor trail by 2 or 1? James drives, it was blocked. James gets it back, tried to save it as she fell out of bounds. Bad shot from James and Patton intercepts. 6 seconds between the clocks. Taylor screams for a travel that doesn't come as Dale was able to get in front of Kay Ryman. And now Patton will hold it up as her head coach Dan Davis, normally very loud just like head coach Jody Martinez, but he has had nothing to shout about here in this opening quarter. About 5.5 seconds between game and shot clock. Patton pivots, holds the ball in her right hip as her 4 teammates line up 4 in a row on the baseline to our left.
Patton one-on-one with James. Spin, she traveled. There's no call, and she'll miss it short. 6 to go in the opening half. Near side, Curley. Taylor down by 4. A three-point shot is up, off the glass, over the rim, and nothing else. As the Trojans had an opportunity to go in the break down by 1. As some sighs of relief from the Grace fans across from us, knowing their lead could have been just a single tally. Instead, it's 4 as we head to the break, as the 6th-place Grace Lancers opened up the game on a 13-0 run. They led by as many as 14. They now lead by 4 as we head to the halftime break here on the Trojan Sports Network.
When you need the fuel to be your nephew's #1 fan, Holiday Inn Express. We're there, so you can be too.
Join the Trojan Club today and support Taylor student athletes 12 months a year. The Trojan Club has 4 different levels of membership for you to choose from. Each level receives complimentary season tickets, while the Athletic Director's Circle and Trojan MVP levels receive gifts from the athletic department. Over the years, members have helped supply the funds for a sports information position, purchasing equipment for teams and the athletic training staff, and providing broadcasts of Trojan athletics like the one you're enjoying right now. With the support of alumni and friends, the Taylor combination of spiritual growth, outstanding academics, and a highly competitive intercollegiate athletic program can continue. To join, call 765-998-4331 or log on to TaylorTrojans.com and click on the Trojan Club tab at the top of the homepage. The Trojan Club, supporting Taylor University student athletes.
When you need the fuel to be your nephew's #1 fan, Holiday Inn Express. We're there, so you can be too.
It's true. Many of us spend more time thinking about what's for dinner than thinking about retirement. But if you think your retirement needs deserve more attention, we agree, and we'd like to help. Your local Edward Jones financial advisors, Ryan Jones, Mark Sieglin, and Rob Sisson, can help you get started today. They are proud corporate partners of Taylor University Athletics. Edward Jones, making sense of investing.
Back inside Odell Arena, Rick Johnston with you. This is the BSN Sports Halftime Report. And at the break, it is a 33-29 Grace lead. They scored the first 13 points of the game. This lit the Nets on fire in that opening quarter. They built the lead as big as 14 there in the opening stanza. Taylor was able to whittle the deficit down to 4 twice, and including the deficit currently here at halftime. Grace shot 44% in the first quarter. They cooled off to just 39% in the second. So they shoot 41% for the half. They made 5 of their 10 threes, which is well above their 32% average. They went 4 of 4 from the stripe. Taylor, meanwhile, shot just 25% in the opening quarter, going 5 of 20. They were at 37% in the second quarter. They finished the half at 31%. Taylor also made 5 threes. The problem was they took 10 more attempts than Grace did. They were 5 of 20 from downtown in the opening half. They did not go to the free throw line at all in the opening half of play. Neither team had a player get to double digits, but each team had a player get to 9, and each team had a player get to 8. Kaylee Patton led the way for Grace in the first half with 9 points on a perfect 3 of 3 shooting from 3. She was 0 of 2 from inside the arc. Patton comes in averaging just 6 points per game. She also had 8 rebounds. She only averages 3 rebounds per game. So Kaylee Patton picking up the slack with no Maddie Ryman today for Grace, the Crossroads League leading scorer. 8 for Kenzie McMahon on 3 of 6 shooting. 6 for Carly Feldman, but she picked up 2 personal fouls in that second quarter, so she only played 16 first half minutes. Kirsten Poore was one of 2 Lancers that played all 20 minutes in the opening half. She had 2 points. The other 20-minute player was Kenzie Ryman, the little sister of Maddie. She had 3 points on a 3-point basket. And Peyton Murphy was the only sub to come in for Grace. She scored 5 points, including a 3 on 2 of 3 shooting. For the Trojans, they had Taylor Westgate had 9 points, but on just 4 of 10 shooting, including a 3-point basket. 8 points for Lauren James. Those all came in the opening quarter. She was scoreless in the second. 3 for Meredith Deckard, 4 for Kayla Kirtley, and 5 for Clacy West. Kirtley and West combined to go just 4 for 15 in the opening half. Dale, Henson, Mall all played in the first half, but did not score. Grace did give the ball away 12 times in the opening half. It led to 13 Taylor points as they outscored Grace by 9 off the turnover. 12 to 10 advantage points in the paint. Taylor was out-rebounded by 9 in the opening half, 25 to 16. Each team had 5 offensive rebounds. Grace had the advantage in second chance points at 6 to 3. No ties, no lead changes. And Peyton Murphy, the only reserve player for Grace, outscored the Taylor bench 5 to 0. Again, it was a 13-0 start for Grace to start the game off. Taylor missed their first 6 shots from the field before Clacy West shot, or a 3-point shot came in almost 3 minutes and 50 seconds into the opening quarter. The Grace lead got as big as 14 before Taylor closed on a 10-0 run that spanned the end of the first quarter and the beginning of the second. They now trail by 4 as we get ready to start the second half here on Senior Day from inside Odell Arena. This has been the BSN Sports Halftime Report. At the break, it's 6th place Grace leading the 3rd place Taylor Trojans 33-29 here on the Trojan Sports Network.
It's true. Many of us spend more time thinking about what's for dinner than thinking about retirement. But if you think your retirement needs deserve more attention, we agree, and we'd like to help. Your local Edward Jones financial advisors, Ryan Jones, Mark Sieglin, and Rob Sisson, can help you get started today. They are proud corporate partners of Taylor University Athletics. Edward Jones, making sense of investing.
Join the Trojan Club today and support Taylor student athletes 12 months a year. The Trojan Club has 4 different levels of membership for you to choose from. Each level receives complimentary season tickets, while the Athletic Director's Circle and Trojan MVP levels receive gifts from the athletic department. Over the years, members have helped supply the funds for a sports information position, purchasing equipment for teams and the athletic training staff, and providing broadcasts of Trojan athletics like the one you're enjoying right now. With the support of alumni and friends, the Taylor combination of spiritual growth, outstanding academics, and a highly competitive intercollegiate athletic program can continue. To join, call 765-998-4331 or log on to TaylorTrojans.com and click on the Trojan Club tab at the top of the homepage. The Trojan Club, supporting Taylor University student athletes. Best One Tire and Auto Care Upland is proud to support Taylor University Athletics. Located at 148 South Main Street, Best One is open 6 days a week. Owner Mike Pearson and his staff offer replacement tires from brands like Bridgestone, Firestone, and Goodyear. Customers can also shop for tires from the comfort of their home by using the online tire finder. When it's time for mechanical repairs, Best One's ASE certified technicians can perform a wide range of services to get their customers back on the road. And those same technicians can do repairs on fleet vehicles as well. Taylor Athletics says thank you to Mike Pearson and everyone at Best One Tire and Auto Care Upland.
Second half underway. Grace will start with the ball. They have a 4-point lead. They led the entire way in our opening half, scored the first 13, had a big as lead of 14. And they lead by 4 here with their starting 5 on the floor. Kirsten Poor rips and drives. She made just 1 basket in the first half, comes in quickly and gets a basket here. 4 points for her, and quickly out of the gate, it's back to a 6-point Grace advantage. Taylor from right to left in white with purple numbers and purple letters. Lauren James, Taylor Westgate, Clacy West, who fires a straightaway 3 from way outside, missed and is rebounded on the near side by Carly Feldman. West just 1 of 5 from 3-point range, Taylor 5 of 21. Deckard and Kayla Kirtley to round out the starting 5 for Taylor here in the half. Kenzie Ryman, Kenzie McMahon, Kaylee Patton, Carly Feldman, and Kirsten Poor. The 5 for Grace, their starters, as the Lancers in black with red numbers and red letters run a weave up top. Patton with James cutting under the screen. Patton led the way for Grace in the first half with 9 points on 3 threes. High pass to Feldman. West comes a double team. Feldman trying to go up and under. They bumped her, and it's a traveling violation called by the official on the baseline with some traffic in between him. As one of Maddie Ryman's friends here, Taylor. Oh, that's the Crossroads League setter of the year. Casey Bragg waving to her fellow Warsaw mate. Deckard around the Westgate screen, double team there, out to Westgate, measures an open 3 and hits it from high right side. Second triple for Westgate, our first player in double figures with 12, and the Trojans, they've closest they've been in some time, down by 3. Good start for Westgate on her second 3 of the afternoon. Poor, looking at the Taylor man-to-man, Kay Ryman finds Feldman up top. Out to Patton, 3 of 3 from distance. Good close by James. Nice poke away, Kirtley. Stolen as they try to get it into McMahon. This one swiped away by Clacy West. Lobbing it up to the open, Kayla Kirtley, and the Trojans down by 1. 6 for Kayla Kirtley, a 5-0 Taylor burst, and just like that, the Trojans turn another turnover for the Lancers into points. 18 points off the miscues. Feldman cut off by West. Out to Patton, who bluffs the 3, but she bluffed too much and traveled. It was a nice move in there by Feldman to get away from Kirtley, who tried to step around the fronting Feldman and get another steal. But then it was a good help defense by West to cut her off. And now the Trojans have an opportunity to take their first lead of the day. They're on a 5-0 run, down by 1. Westgate gets right away from Feldman, push from behind, and the first 2 free throws of the day for the Trojans have an opportunity for the lead. Now that's on Feldman, that's number 3. That is number 3. As our official scorer, Phil Deckard II, across from us signals that. So now what does Dan Davis do? His best scorer, his best rebounder, has got 3 fouls with 7:51 left to go here in this opening, or in this third quarter. 13 for Westgate, ties us at 35. And this is for the first lead of the day. Back rim too strong, we remain tied. Feldman will stay in because of the miss from Westgate at the line. They'll bring Murphy in, at the next dead ball will Grace. But then a timeout for Dan Davis. He wants to get Murphy in there as quick as possible. You don't want Feldman to get her 4th foul. It'll be a 30-second timeout here for Grace. Our game tied at 35. Taylor has outscored GC 6-2 to start our third quarter off.
When you need the fuel to be your nephew's #1 fan, Holiday Inn Express. We're there, so you can be too.
$35 all, 7:43 to go here in this third quarter. All 6 of Taylor's points have come off of 3 Grace turnovers here in the first 2 minutes and 20 seconds plus. Out of the Grace timeout, Feldman on the bench with 3 fouls as Murphy comes in to spell her. Kay Ryman out to the volleyball line, guarded by Deckard in the man-to-man. McMahon couldn't go backdoor to Poor. Near side, Kay Ryman, a 45% three-point shooter, misses it off the back of the rim. She's 1 of 4 from distance. Taylor telegraphs the pass, lookout scores table, as a beautiful read from Peyton Murphy sent that bad boy flying into the scores table. Deflected out by Grace. We check on the fine folks working the scores table. That ball might have gotten deflected off of someone's face. We're going to take a little bit of time here to make sure that we are all good. Game clock is good at 7:11. Shot clock is at 26. We're all good to go here. Quick reflexes by the folks there. Yeah, quick little reflexes by the folks on the scores table. And then Kirtley tried to throw it into the cutting west far sideline, and they threw it right out of bounds. Taylor turns it over just the 5th time today, first time here in the third. And a conversation between 2 of our officials asking if the ball was deflected out. Justin Jackson, our guy on the baseline, says no. He's joined today by Clay Blackwell and Carol Smith. 7:11 to go in the third quarter. We're tied at 35 as Taylor has scored 6 of the first 8 points here of this third stanza. They trailed by 14 in the first quarter and 13-0 to start. And to be back in this position is fantastic considering they're still shooting just 33% overall and just 6 of 22 from downtown. Still tied at 35. Poor's got the only points of the quarter so far for Grace, as Taylor has scored 6 unanswered. Murphy in and out of her hands, snatches it away before Claycy West could pounce. Far sideline pass, Kay Ryman, starting for the injured big sis Maddie Ryman, the leading scorer in the Crossroads League. Poor down the right side of the lane, pitching outside the Murphy, fumbled it low, got it back, tried to go between 2 defenders, near to Poor, heaves up a 3, glazes the net front of the rim. Kirtley will snatch the rebound away, and the Trojans with another opportunity to pick up their first lead of the day. Rebound number 3 for Kirtley. Poor 0 of 3 from downtown. James will veer to the far side, a 3 for the lead. Got it in front of her own bench. First scoring since the opening quarter for Lauren James, and she's 3 away from 1,000. And the Trojans take their first lead of the day, 38-35. A 9-2 start for Taylor here in the third. Patton will shove James to the floor, and that's the second one on Patton. Just chucked James away with that right arm. Patton's been Grace's best offensive player today with 9 points and 8 boards, but she has yet to take a shot here in this third stanza. 6:23 to go in the third. Taylor with the first lead of the day, outscoring Grace 9-2 here to start. Deckard, mid-post right, Westgate turns, soft jump shot, perfect. 6 in the quarter for Taylor Westgate, 15 in the game. And the Trojans now lead by 5 as the offense has started to find their rhythm. 11-2 in the third. McMahon from beyond the free throw line, swish. They left McMahon open, and now she's Grace's first double-figure score as some of the coaching staff barks instructions to her. James skips into the dribble, ripped out of her hands by Patton, but before she got the ball clean, the whistles came in, and the Trojans get a desperation whistle with the alternating possession, keeping it here with those wearing white. 11-4 Taylor here in the third. They lead by 3, 40-37. Decker will get it in near sideline to her senior classmate Kirtley. Free throw line Westgate, low pass, keeps it away from 2 defenders. Down the lane to the cutting Kirtley, trying to get away from Murphy. Decker spins to the open James for 1,000 career points, and it's perfect from the near side. 1,000 career points for Lauren James, and the Trojans have their biggest lead of 6. Poor drives, keeps that plant foot down. Patton attacks with reckless abandon. Out to Murphy, catch and shoot 3. Nope, Grace to the front rim. Westgate has a snatch away from McMahon, who goes up and lays it in through contact. That was right there for the Trojans, but McMahon craftfully takes it away. So now James, after being scoreless in the second, has got 5 in the third. Dancing, driving, floating out to Deckard. She'll pass up an open look at 3, and now measures with Murphy. Deckard has scored 20 points in the last 2 games, first time in her career. Around the Westgate screen, Westgate open, nice steal from Murphy. She falls to the turf, then it's loose on the floor, and Murphy gets called for the travel. She ripped that clean out of Deckard's hands, but then went slowly falling down to the floor. Taylor has outscored Grace by 8 here in the third, 14-6. 2 more points will be the most points they've scored in a quarter all day. 14 in the first, 15 in the second. They lead by 4 after leading by as many as 5. James skipping near side corner to West. Man-to-man for Grace, back to James. Lobbing it in, free throw line Westgate. Power dribbles, help comes, she'll kick near corner to Kirtley. Fakes, ball knocked out of her hands, and another steal by Patton, and she took that one clean away. 7th turnover for Taylor in the game. Patton trying to go wall-to-wall. Nobody stops her, and she goes right in for an uncontested layup. First 2-point field goal made by Patton today, and back to within 2 are the Lancers. As 3 Trojan subs ready to come in, as nobody turned around and stopped the ball in Kaylee Patton, who averages just 6 points per game. She has picked up the load with no Maddie Ryman today. Taylor leading by 2. Kirtley trying to slip it through. Ill-advised pass. Murphy had it. Then she'll be tackled from behind by Kirtley. Poor decisions by the Trojans on the last 2 defensive tries. And Grace has an opportunity to go back in front. Down by just 2. Ariel Dale, Ava Henson, Gretchen Mall in for the first time in the second half. First time we'll see Henson and Mall since quarter 1. Exiting are West, Westgate, and Kirtley. No changes to the Grace 5, as Deckard will pick up Kenzie Ryman full court. Freshman versus senior, and now Deckard will back off. Remember, Grace playing just 6 players in the opening half. Feldman's been on the bench since the 7:30 mark with her 3rd personal foul. Ryman defended by Deckard. Poor, who got the scoring going here in the quarter. Near side heaving a 3 is Murphy. That's long and right into the hands of Gretchen Mall, weak side. Murphy, after making her first 3 of the day, has missed 3 in a row. Taylor still with the lead, leading by 2. Deckard to Mall, trying to find it over her shoulder. Good defense by McMahon. It goes off Mall's hands as she got twisted around. And Taylor gives it away for the 9th time in the game, but the 5th time here in the third quarter. That matches the output of Grace in the quarter, each with 5 turnovers. Taylor with the monumental advantage right now in points off turnover, 21-26. Poor left side high, defended by the sophomore Ava Henson. 3:30 to go in this third quarter. Grace with the ball, down by 2. Mall got physical, poked it away from McMahon, who recovers in the near corner. Poor trying to take Henson to the rack. James comes out, Poor drives and gets the foul on Henson. Wonderful tough drive from Kirsten Poor. 4 of her 6 points have come in the third, and she has an opportunity to give Grace the lead back with the game level at 43. Poor comes in 3rd leading scorer for Grace with 12, trying to get to 7 here with the free throw. 75% from the stripe, and that's a swish. 5 of those 7 coming here in the quarter. Remember, no Maddie Ryman today. The leading scorer in the Crossroads, they get 18 per game. And Grace goes back in front by 1, 44-43. And their second leading scorer, Feldman's on the bench with 3 personal fouls. James has had 6 of the Trojans' points in this quarter. Dale, near side perimeter, rips Defense comes from Patton. Weak side pass to Henson. Almost lost it. Throws it out of bounds as that one was too far for James to get to. As Taylor gives it away for the 6th time here in the 3rd frame. They've outscored Grace by 3, but they trail by 4 here in the 3rd stanza, or by 1 here in the 3rd stanza. Grace trying to pick up a monumental win as they come in 6th place in the Crossroads League. Taylor trying to solidify a top 3 spot in the league standings, with St. Francis nipping at their heels in 4th. Murphy drives, her shot recycled by Maul, but McMahon able to haul in the miss, almost throws out to Patton. Maul comes in, slapped it away, but they get her for the bump on McMahon. First on G after the block. Second on Taylor. Make it the 3rd on the home side here in the stanza. Shot clock to 20 for Grace. They lead by 1, 44-43, with Murphy operating on the near side. Ryman weaves through screens of her teammates and now operates between the circles. Had Patton open, comes near side to Poor, has been dominant in the 3rd. That's 3-point shot missed on the near side. She's 0-4 from range. Dale with the miss, far side Deckard, wide open Henson, right block, leaps into the air, and she'll find James up top. Taylor with the ball, down 1. Driving, pull up for the lead, James trying to get it back, it spins off the rim. Maul with the miss, she'll kick it out to Dale. Dale drives with the right hand, weaves, lefty shot, off balance, sneaks in. First basket for Dale today, and Taylor back in front by 1, 45-44. They trailed 13-0 to start and by 14 in the first quarter. 2:08 remaining here in the 3rd. Kay Ryman, far corner, defended by Deckard in the man-to-man. Murphy up top, near side arc to Poor. Left side screen, McMahon. Long 2 from the arc is swished for Kirsten Poor. 7 of her 9 have come in this frame as she makes another field goal. She is 4 of 5 from the floor here in the quarter alone. Back and forth we go with Grace regaining a 1-point advantage with 105 seconds left in the 3rd. James kicking near side, Dale trying to go 5 in a row, missed it. Weak side rebound, Maul out to James. How about 1,003 points? And let's go get 1,004 as she just got fouled on a 3 in front of her own bench. 9 in the quarter for Lauren James after scoring just 14 on Dismal Shooting Wednesday. Westgate, and Kirtley back in for Taylor. Maul, Dale, Henson out. James, a career-high 90% free throw shooter this year. 2nd best in the league, 11th best in the land. To get to 10 in the 3rd frame and push the Taylor lead to 3. Yep. 104 for Lauren James. 5 of 8 from downtown is James. A perfect 3 of 3 here in the game, in the quarter. Taylor leading by 3. Murphy trying to get away from Deckard. Her ill-advised pass is stolen by Claycy West. Traffic in front. Kirtley runs the floor. Patton tries to rip her arm off. That's the 3rd on Kaylee Patton, and Kirtley's going to the line for 2. 10 in the quarter for James. She's made 4 straight threes. She's 5 of 8 from long range. Kirtley looking for more points here in the 3rd. She's got 6 in the game. Taylor did not go to the line at all in the first half. They've made 3 of their 4 here as Kirtley rattles in the first one. This to tie the biggest lead for Taylor here today of 5 after trailing for the entire first half. Odell Arena eerily quiet. Kirtley misses that one long off the back rim. Rebounded by Grace with 80 seconds remaining here in the 3rd. Full court press. Patton bluffs a pass, got James in the air, slips it through multiple hands. Then this one thrown into row 1 as Murphy tried to dump it down to the wide open McMahon on the right block. 19th turnover for Grace today, and the Trojans have scored a little more than a point off the previous 18. They've outscored Grace off the turnover 22-9, including 9-5 here in the 3rd. A minute left to go in the quarter 3. Backdoor cut West. She slipped it through somehow. Double team there. West tried to work it on to Westgate. The foul is on the floor. And he'll stay here with the Trojans. Foul's on Kenzie Ryman, her first. Dan Davis is stuck with his 6-woman rotation with no Maddie Ryman today. Again, out with a lower body injury. And now it looks like it's going to be Carissa Lukasavich coming in for GC, and it will be. Lukasavich, a 46% three-point shooter, the freshman from Valor Christian High School. One of their more famous alums, Kendall Bradbury. She was okay here at Taylor. Just so you know, the all-time leading scorer at Taylor, all-time leading scorer in the Crossroads League. Her birthday's today. Happy birthday, Kendall. Along with her classmates, Lacey Garrett, Aubrey Wright, the Wrights. Aubrey's mom and dad watching with the sunshine on the beach, so hopefully they can bring some of those back to us here in the Midwest. Both free throws good from Claycy West. Taylor with a game-high lead of 6. Remember, they trailed 13-0 to start by 14 in the first. Taylor flies around in their 2-3 zone. Kay Ryman taps the right side of her head with her right hand to call out the half-court set. And now it'll be Claycy West running the point in the 3-2 Taylor zone. 12 to shoot. GC down by 6. Patton playing catch with Ryman. Wants to go to Poor left side. He's been their best player in the third quarter. 5 to go. Curley cuts her off, then swats her shot out of bounds. And it's going to stay here with Grace as Grace head coach Dan Davis irate across from us with 3 to shoot for the Lancers. 32.3 seconds left to go in the third as Kay Ryman will deal it in far baseline. Grace in black, they shoot on the basket to our right. They lob it in. This one behas Lukasavic, and it'll be near the timeline, but the clock started before the ball was touched. It's down to 1 second on the shot clock. And 2 seconds came off the game clock as well. That ball was thrown from the baseline. Remember, earlier in this quarter, Kenzie Ryman was called for a 5-second inbound violation. So she threw it to no man's land, but the Trojans on the scores table got a little quick with the trigger, and 2 seconds came off, and so they'll put 3 seconds back on the shot clock. And 32.3 seconds left to go in the game. Impromptu timeout, so the wily veteran Jody Martinez calls Meredith Deckard over, one of his 3 seniors that will be honored after this game today. So they're going to put a full 3 back on the clock, so it'll be 33.3. And then the 2 seconds for the shot clock of 3 seconds. Still Kay Ryman to get it in far baseline. Down by 6. Patton, step back long to left side, high arcer, back rim, hits it hard, rebounded down low, Westgate. But now the clock will stop, and then it restarts at 29. Poor noticed it, but no one in the stripes did. Shot clock turned off. Taylor leads by 6, looking for more to end the third. They've outscored Grace by 10 here in this stanza, 23-13. James has 10 of those 23. She dribbles near the volleyball line. Right side, Kirtley screen, handoff, Deckard. Backdoor cut, Claycy West, tapped out of bounds by Patton, who read it beautifully. Wonderful read by Patton, who's been all over the floor today. 11 points and 8 rebounds for Grace. And a couple of steals in there as well for the talented sophomore from Warsaw. Kirtley with that play in. Far sideline, Deckard for a 3. She got it! The Trojans ran that play yesterday, and Deckard and the Trojans fool Grace like a magician. Jody Martinez got that play recruiting, and Deckard hit a 3 from the parking lot. And the Trojans go into the break, leading by 9, 55-46. He did it! He pulled it off!
Greek's Pizzeria in Upland opened its doors in December of 2017. Over the years, there have been more than 140 Greeks opened across the country, with 24 Indiana locations. When it comes to pizza, Greeks offers customers the option to create their own pizza or to try one of Greek's specialized pizzas. Greeks uses fresh, homemade, hand-tossed dough, Greek's Italian sauce, select blended cheeses, gourmet toppings, and the same method of preparation since the first restaurant opened in 1969. The kitchen can also whip up a sandwich served on fresh French-style bread, or it can put that sandwich into a pizza shell wrap. Customers can also add breadsticks
at
or
practice yesterday. Head coach Jody Martinez had that slide Jody ear-to-ear smile when the Trojans ran that play with Kayla Kirtley on the baseline. 4 players around him acting like he was drawing up a play. It worked yesterday in practice. It works today in the game. And that caps off a 26-13 bounce-back third. And after trailing by as many as 14, the Trojans lead by 9 as we start quarter number 4. Kirsten Poor trying to find help. She'll fling it far side to Patton, who's been dynamic today for GC, leading the way with 11. Into Feldman with her 3 personal fouls. West is going to get her on the forearm, trying to collapse in the double team. Feldman played just 2 minutes and change in that third quarter after picking up foul number 3. Second one on West here to start quarter number 4. McMahon leads the way with 12, 11 for Patton. Remember, no Matty Ryman today, the leading scorer in the league with 18 a game with a lower body injury. Near side corner, Lukasavich out to Patton. 3 of 3 from 3 today. That one missed off the near side. Ball knocked around. Feldman rips it away from West and then back out near side. Mid-range jump shot off the back of the rim. No. Westgate had it, knocked it away from James, and then Westgate snatches it back for her 5th board of the day. Lukasavich with the miss, a good three-point shooter, great three-point shooter at 46%. First possession, quarter number 4, after trailing by 14 in the first quarter and missing their first 6 shots. The Trojans lead by 9 here. They want to go backdoor cut. Kirtley on the right side. She'll pop out far side. Rips, little head fake, got away from Lukasavich. Reverse layup is good for Kayla Kirtley. 9 for the senior. 5 here in the second half, and the Trojans have a double-figure lead at 57-46. A minute into quarter number 4. Kay Ryman, defended by Deckard in the man-to-man. Top of the key, Lukasavich did not play Wednesday against Goshen. They lob it in. Westgate read it, poked it away, but they'll say that she went from behind and got Feldman. Second one on Westgate, as she's done that a lot today, trying to read those telegraph passes from GC. A minute and 12 seconds into the fourth, Taylor's picked up 2 personal fouls. Just 12 free throws between the 2 teams today. Grace, 5 of 5, Taylor 5 of 7. Kay Ryman's got to get it in quick and does, and avoids her second 5-second inbound violation of the second half. Works up the near sideline to the right block. Feldman, mismatch against Kirtley, tiptoes the baseline, whips it on to Kirsten Poor, passes up a 3. Patton looking for her 4th triple, and she'll switch it. Patton 4 of 5 from distance, comes in shooting just 28% from 3 and averages just 6 points. She's more than doubled that today with 14 big ones and 4 made triples, and that is a big bucket as it brings Grace back to within 8. Decker drives, one-hand wrap, low to Westgate, got it back. West, extra pass, Kirtley, wide open 3. Cash from perimeter left. All 5 fourth quarter points belong to Kayla Kirtley for the Trojans, and they lead by 11. 12, make it 11 for Kirtley on her senior day. Driving Poor, right-hand floater, knocked out of bounds. It's going to Taylor. th turnover of the day for the Lancers. They average just 17 per game. And all of the miscues have provided Taylor with 24 points off of them, including 11 here in the second half. And that's 2 minutes expired in the fourth. James, step into, dumping right elbow, Westgate. Flings it two-handed near side to Clacy West. Mid-post left, Kirtley. Feldman pokes, picking it up, Kirtley. Jabbing is James, trying to dance with Poor. Backing out with 12 to shoot, step back, high arcing 3. Oh! James rattled another one in! How about 5 in a row from downtown for Lauren James? 21 for the All-American, and the Trojans lead by a game-high 14. Mid-range jump shot spins off the rim. Westgate and West both there on the miss from Patton. She's missed all but one of her shots inside the arc. She's been lethal outside of it. 21 for James on 6 of 9 downtown shooting, and 5 in a row made from downtown. Deckard far sideline, Kirtley between the circles, off to James. Shoot it. Yeah, you're hot. Let her fly. Get another one. 6 in a row from downtown for Lauren James, who is on fire. 24, who's pumped? Lauren James is pumped. Timeout, Grace. Taylor, open it up. They lead 66-49.
When you need the fuel to be your nephew's #1 fan, Holiday Inn Express. We're there, so you can be too.
Join the Trojan Club today and support Taylor student athletes 12 months a year. The Trojan Club has 4 different levels of membership for you to choose from.
Lauren James has taken the game over. 16 second half points on 5 of 6 shooting. and 5 of 5 from 3. She's made 6 in a row from downtown, and the Trojans lead by a game-high 17, 66-49. Remember, Taylor trailed this game 13 to Squadouche to start this game off and trailed by as many as 14 in the first. But they have blistered this thing open in the second half as Kenzie Ryman misses a wide open 3 from straight away. Kirtley with a rebound for Taylor. James, who's been nuclear hot today, who will back it out here. 6:38 to go here in the second half. The Trojans have outscored Grace 37-16 since halftime. James hands off to her classmate Deckard, one of 3 seniors that'll be honored. Deckard to Kirtley, the other senior, bluffs, and a reach-in foul on Patton. If that's on Patton, that's number 4. And it is. So Patton, who's been one of the best offensive players today for Grace, picks up number 4. Feldman, their second leading scorer on the year, has got 3. And Peyton Murphy will quickly hustle the scores here, but too late. Backdoor lob, Westgate caught it, laid it in on the feed from Kirtley. Ear-to-ear smiles from both. 17 for Westgate, and the Trojans lead by 19. It was doom and gloom in the first half. All smiles here in the second, as Patton will miss a 3 from left side. Westgate with the board, that's number 7 for her, trying to get her 8th straight double-double. 4 minutes gone in the fourth. It's been Lauren James's show since halftime. 24, Kirtley lobs it, gets the lob from Deckard. Cutting, mid-jump shot, West, swish. And after the Trojans couldn't throw it in the ocean from a boat in the first half, they can't miss in half 2. They lead 70-49 as they've blown this thing wide open since late in the third. Patton, perimeter left, defended by James. Around the arc, near side, Kay Ryman to Feldman, mid-post, right against Westgate. No-look dump off McMahon. She got it knocked away. Kirtley dives on the floor and pitches off to West. 21st turnover for Grace today. It's led to 27 Taylor points. Home team out in front, 70-49 as we approach the halfway point of the fourth. James dancing with Poor. She angles to the near side. Into Westgate, mid-post left. Westgate pivots. Back to the basket, power right-hand drive, little shoulder shake, right-hand shot, good for 2. Good-looking shot, Westgate. 19 for her, and the Trojans continue to pile it on, leading 72-49, past the halfway point of the fourth. Patton around the McMahon screen, good help from West. Patton pulls up, free throw line, swish. Second 2-point shot made today by Kaylee Patton. 16 for her, 10 above her season average. She's done everything in her power trying to keep Grace within striking distance. But they cannot stop the white-hot Trojans, who lead by 21 here with 4:30 left to go in the fourth. After trailing 13-0 and by 14 in the first quarter, the second half has been Taylor, and more Taylor. Here's Taylor Westgate. Claycy West stepping out longer this time from 18. It's long off the heel of the rim. West just 3 of 10 from the floor, sitting on 9 points. The Trojans have 3 in double figures, 24 from James. Kenzie Ryman's 3 is off the back of the rim. Westgate gobbles up rebound number 8. 2 rebounds away from her 8th straight double-double. James has been nuclear hot, tried to slip that one home. That's just her second miss from the floor. Kirtley with the offensive rebound, through contact, lays it in. 7 in the fourth for Kayla Kirtley. 9 of her 13 have come since halftime. Back to a 23-point Trojan lead with 3:45 to go in the fourth. McMahon catches the high pass in between 3 Taylor defenders, and someone reached in wearing white. It was James. That's number 2 on her. 24 for James, 19 for Westgate, 14 for Kirtley. Carissa Lukasavich and Peyton Murphy in for GC, replacing Patton and McMahon. 19 for Westgate, 14 for Kirtley, 16 for Patton, and 12 for McMahon. Poor near side, trying to get double figures. Her 3-point shot was missed. Ball tapped around and taken off the floor by Claycy West. It's a 3-on-3, pitching near side. Deckard will hold the ball on her right hip, and now dribbles with Lukasavich defending her. Lukasavich pokes at it. At the volleyball line is Deckard's range. Around a Westgate screen, stop and pop 3, off the front of the rim. Thought it might hit twice to the Trojans. It's rebounded down low by Carly Feldman. Reading is James. She'll streak across the floor and deflect it out of bounds into row 1. Taylor leading by a game-high 23, 74-51. Ryman out. Kiara Gill in. We'll see her big brother Eddie Gill the 4th for the men's game coming up later. Kiara, 5'4" sophomore from Carmel, Indiana. Patton drives right, or Poor drives right down the lane. She will get the foul as she got a pretty right-hand floater down the lane. 9 of her 11 have come here in the second half. A good second half for Kirsten Poor. Fouls on Westgate of Taylor, her third, number 4 on the Trojans. As Poor tries to bring Grace back to within 20. And now the bench starting to get emptied a little bit here for GC. Carissa Wegman in for the Lancers, replacing Feldman. Feldman just 2 of 5 today, 6 points, 9 rebounds, but she picked up those 2 fouls in the first half, and that really set her day going in the wrong direction. Poor will miss the free throw, in and out of Clacy West's hands. Gill will knock it out of bounds, and it'll go back to Taylor. Grace has done everything they could today to try to make up for the loss of 18 a game for Maddie Ryman, and they did beautifully in the first half, but Taylor trimmed it to a 6-point deficit. Grace led a little bit there in the midway through the third, then Taylor hit the accelerator and haven't looked back. The young lady dribbling the rock right now, Lauren James, a huge reason why. Game high 24, with 16 of them coming in the second half. Deckard down to Westgate, turns around over that left shoulder, misses a right-hand jumper. It's off the back of the rim and hauled in by Lukasavich. 2:35 to go in the fourth. Grace with the ball down by 21. They've trailed by as many as 23 here in the second half. 30-second timeout for GC. They will get Olivia Pearson into the game. They usually play just 7. With no Maddie Ryman today, they've only played 6 in the first half. But the foul trouble from both Patton, who's got 4, and 3 from Feldman, has forced Dan Davis to dig deeper into his own bench. Taylor still shooting just 45%. That's because they shot just for the game. That's because they shot 31% in the first half. After halftime today, the Trojans have made 16 of their 23 shots. Taylor has missed just 7 shots in the first half after missing 17 in the first. They're 13 of 31 from 3. That's 8 of 11 from downtown. James has made 6 in a row by herself. LJ's missed just 2 shots in the half. 5 of 7, and a perfect 5 of 5 from outside the arc. Out of the Grace timeout, Gill will get it in near sideline. Into Murphy, little 10-foot jumper, baseline will spin off the back of the rim. Ripping it away from James is Gill, but the held ball will be called before Gill ripped it away clean. And that will send the ball back to Taylor on the alternating possession. 2:27 left to go here. The Trojans going for the season sweep of Grace. After playing miserably in the first half, they have found their rhythm in a big way since halftime and have blown this thing open. Remember, Taylor trailed 13-0. Since then, they've outscored Bethel 74-40. Since, after trailing 13-0, 74-40. Since. Deckard, knowing the clock is her friend, leading by 21. Telegraph pass, Westel tiptoe, stays in. Beyond the hash mark, this is Meredith Deckard's range with 5 to shoot. To the end of the paint, throws it right away. Westgate rips it away with 2. Deckard doesn't see it. Into West. She'll go up, but it'll be a shot clock violation as possession never changed, and so it goes back to GC. The Lancers scored 33 points in the first half. They've scored just 20 here. 13 in the third, 7 in the fourth. Lukasavich, left side high, out to Murphy, who fakes a pass down low. Little dribble handoff near side. Gill steps into a mid-range jump shot off the left side of the glass on the floor. Curtly will barrel into Pearson and gets called for the foul. Number 2 on Kalo, the 5th one on the Trojans with 99 seconds left. And after what looked to be a really sad senior day, and now Taylor head coach Jody Martinez will pull the seniors out one by one. The first one is Lauren James. The second one is Meredith Deckard. And the third and final will be Kayla Kirtley. Deckard's going to get her 3rd straight game of at least 6 assists. Clacy West will come out. Taylor Westgate will come out. Haley Harrison, Jillian Oswald, Kendall Wayne, Macy Woods, and Gretchen Ball all in for Taylor. Deckard, 6 points, so she won't get her 3rd game in a row of at least 20. But 6 points, she hit that one from the moon on that mischievous little play from head coach Jody Martinez earlier. In case you're wondering, we're definitely going to put that bad boy on social media. After the men's game, both free throws good for Olivia Pearson. Down by 19 are the Lancers. They've been hit by an offensive avalanche of the Trojans here after halftime. Maul will travel with it as Oswald gave it up. 13th turnover for Taylor. But the big thing today, the Trojans have outscored Grace by 21 from beyond the arc. After both teams had 5 threes in the first half, Taylor's made 8 here in the second. Grace has made just 1. They're just 1 for 11 from beyond the arc after going 5 for 10 in the first. Long entry pass, ball smacked away on the save try from Grace by Oswald or Maul. 1:18 left to go in the fourth, and Taylor leads by 19. They've led by as many as 23. The Trojans are going to move to 7-1 here in 2022 and move to 14-10. Heave of a lob into Maul. In with mom, dad, and grandpa in attendance. Back to a 21-point Taylor lead as we dip below a minute to go. The Trojans turn the calendar over as Maul will slap this shot away. 16 to shoot, Murphy. Far side, Pearson a 3. Will be an air ball. Saved by Lukasavich. Back out to Pearson. 9 to shoot, now 8 and 7. Gill will drive, steps in, a little set shot was no good. Rebounded down low, Lukasavich. Actually make it Wegman will miss. She'll get the foul and 2 free throws coming for Grace. But Taylor 7-1 here in 2022. They were 6-9 at the end of December. And Taylor head coach Jody Martinez talked about it in our pregame interview. He's talked about it since before we got to the new year. He knew the 2 weeks off for Christmas break were going to be vital for his team. And has been everything like that and more. The Trojans averaging over close to 80 points in these now 7 wins, as Maul will get the rebound on the second miss from Wegman. They lead 76-55 with 29 seconds left. About 3 seconds between game and shot clock, so Taylor will dribble the timeout. And the other note, there's a little push off here by Pearson. Her first, the second on Grace in the fourth. After that terrible start for Taylor in the first half, Taylor head coach Jody Martinez has kept his shirt tucked in the whole time. So those of you playing the home game, if you had tucked in the whole time, congratulations, you win. Oswald, defended by Lukasavich. An undermanned day today for Grace. They gave it their best effort, came out on fire in the first half, but their offense cooled after halftime, and the Trojan offense could not miss, scoring 47 second half points. The Trojans will take the shot clock violation. There's about a second and change in between game and shot clock. Dan Davis walks over. He'll shake hands with head coach Jody Martinez. Both head coaches don't find a need to play the last second and change, and that will be how this one will come to a close. So Taylor goes into the halftime break down by 4, 33-29. They outscore Grace 47-22 after halftime, and they win by a comfortable 21 points here this afternoon. We'll keep it here as the two teams pray as we get things set up for our Senior Day ceremony coming up next here on the Trojan Sports Network.
Senior Day ceremony. We'll start with the senior women's basketball players before recognizing the senior student athletes on the men's basketball team. Throughout the last 4 years, these three seniors have helped lead the Trojans to a 92-26 overall record, including a 49-14 record in Crossroads League play. Taylor's trio of seniors has been part of the two most winning seasons in Trojan program history, recording 30 wins in 2 consecutive seasons and a Crossroads League Conference Championship in 2019. When playing inside Oval Arena, these seniors have posted an amazing record of 53 wins to just 4 losses. In each of the previous 3 seasons, Taylor ranked the nation's top 5 for total 3-point field goals made and brought home the number 1 ranking in 3-point field goal percentage in the 2019-2020 season. Throughout the tenure of these seniors, the Trojans have not just won often, but they have won large, outscoring competition by an average of 14.7 points per game from 2018 to 2021. Our first senior is number 3, Meredith Decker. Her sister Danielle Ferguson, and John Rosen. The troop commander Meredith's late brother, Philip Decker, with the Indiana National Guard, 152nd Blackjack Platoon. Meredith is an accounting and finance major from Martinsville, Indiana, and has exercised craft from beyond the 3-point line for the Trojans throughout her career. In the 2019-2020 season, Meredith ranked number 1 in the nation in 3-point field goal percentage, setting the school record for 3.4%. Meredith entered the play today with 872 career points on over 200 made 3-pointers while maintaining a 43.4% career shooting percentage from 3. Meredith's success has not been limited to the court though, but has extended to the classroom as recognized by being named an NAIA Scholar Athlete and Academic All-Crossroads League Performer in 2021. After graduation, Meredith plans on moving to Carmel, Indiana, where she'll be working at Katz, Sapper, and Miller accounting firm. Thank you, Meredith, for your presence in and commitment to our program. Next up is number 10, Lauren James. Lauren is a computer science and mathematics interdisciplinary major from Seymour, Indiana. Commanding the point guard position for the Trojans, Lauren has had a remarkable career at Taylor. In the 2020-2021 season, Lauren was honored as a third-team NAIA All-American while averaging 15.6 points, 4.6 rebounds, and 4.5 assists per game, all while maintaining an incredible 47.7 shooting percentage from the field and 47.3 percentage from the 3 line. And on top of that, today, Lauren became the 27th player in program history to score 1,000 career points. Lauren has also excelled in the classroom as recognized by 2021 Academic All-Crossroads and NAIA Scholar Athlete Awards. Upon graduating this spring, Lauren plans to attend graduate school where she will begin working towards a master's degree in data analytics. Thank you, Lauren, for your presence in our program. And lastly is number 12, Kayla Kirkley. Kayla is joined by her parents, Dr. Kevin and Christy Kirkley. Kayla is a biochemistry major from Williamsville, Indiana. Kayla has averaged 8.1 points and 4 rebounds per game throughout her career here at Taylor. But has seen her best season for last as she entered action today, averaging 13 points and 7.4 boards per game. Kayla has been masterful in the classroom throughout her career at Taylor, also having received academic All-Crossroads and NAIA Scholar Athlete Awards in 2021, along with a co-cited academic All-District nod in 2020. Upon graduating this spring, Kayla is set to enroll at Indiana University School of Dentistry in Indianapolis. Thank you, Kayla, for your leadership in our program these last 4 years. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give one another a round of applause for this year's Taylor University Women's Basketball Senior Class. And now, we'd like to take a few moments to recognize 7 seniors from the men's basketball program for their contributions to the Trojans during their time here at Taylor. Over the past 4 years, Luke Huffer, Bailey Hester, Javelle Redwood, and Aaron Hahn, as well as Ty Jenkins, Damian Wilburn, and Kyle Yost have helped Taylor to 48 wins with 11 victories over teams ranked or receiving votes in the NAIA Top 25 poll. This group has also helped Taylor to win records at Oval Arena, or ranking among the top 6 men's basketball teams in the NAIA and Team GPA over each of the past 3 years. As we read each individual's name, we ask that they walk with their family members to the center court to be recognized. We will start with Ty Jenkins. Served Taylor as a student manager during his time in Atlanta and plans to work in real estate in Chicago after graduating. Ladies and gentlemen, Ty Jenkins. Next is Damian Wilburn. Damian is joined by his mother Carmen, and is set to graduate next December with a degree in sport management. Damian has also served as a student manager for the Taylor men's hoops and plans to pursue a career in coaching and training young athletes after his time at TU. Ladies and gentlemen, Damian Wilburn. Next is Kyle Yost. Kyle's a student assistant coach on the bench for the Trojans and intends to attend graduate school at Gonzaga while pursuing a career in coaching. Ladies and gentlemen, Kyle Yost. Next is Luke Huffer. Luke is joined by his parents, and is set to walk on the sport management later this summer. After graduation, Luke plans to begin a career in coaching. Luke has served as a reserve for the Trojans for the past 4 seasons, seeing time in 41 games, with 23 of those outings coming this season. Ladies and gentlemen, Luke Huffer. Next is Bailey Hester. Bailey is joined today by his mother Heather, father Jeff, and stepmother Jen, as well as his siblings Madison and Brennan. Bailey is on track to complete his degree in marketing and management this May and plans to attend graduate school in the fall. During his time in Upland, Bailey has played in 17 games. Ladies and gentlemen, Bailey Hester. Next is Javelle Redwood. Sport management. After completing his time at Taylor, Javelle will begin a career in the business or sports management fields. During his 2 years in uniform with purple and gold, Javelle has played in 14 games. Ladies and gentlemen, Javelle Redwood. And finally, we have Aaron Hahn. Aaron is joined today with his parents, Gary and Stephanie, siblings Lauren and Colin, and sister-in-law Molly. Aaron will graduate in May with a degree in exercise science and plans to attend graduate school for physical therapy at IUPUI. Aaron has posted his finest collegiate season this year, starting all but one game for the Trojans and ranking among the team leaders with 7.5 points and 5.3 rebounds per outing, along with a 50% rate from the field and 44.4% clip from deep. Aaron has also excelled academically for TU and will repeat as a two-time academic All-Crossroads League and NAIA Scholar Athlete of this semester. Ladies and gentlemen, Aaron Hahn. Please join me in giving one more big round of applause for our seniors, Ty Jenkins, Daniel Wilbur, Kyle Rose, Lee Cooper, Bailey Hester, Javelle Redwood, and Aaron Hahn.
Fantastic senior day ceremony for both the men's and women's basketball teams as this place continues to fill up, getting ready for the men's game against Grace, which should be a real fun one. So look back at the women's basketball game. Taylor's offense was flat out phenomenal. The Trojans did just 31% in the first half. They go 17 for 24. They missed just 7 total shots in that second half on an absolute blistering performance, outscoring Grace 47-22. In that second half, the Trojans shot 71% in the second half and went 8 of 11 from 3 after going just 5 for 20 in the first half from deep. Lauren James also got her 1,000th career point on a three-point shot. She finished with 16 of her game-high 24 in the second half. She went 5 of 7 after halftime, 5 of 5 from 3, including making her last 6 three-point attempts. Her fellow senior Kayla Kirtley scored 10 of her 14 after halftime. She was 4 of 4 in the second half, including the only three-point shot that she took. And Taylor Westgate had 10 points after halftime of her 19, 4 of 5 overall in the second half, and also knocked down a triple. For Grace, they shot the ball at just a 9 for 28 clip in that second half. They finished 37% from the game. Taylor was at 46%. The Trojans outscored Grace from the arc by 21 points. 13 made threes out of their 31 for 42%, including that 8 for 11 showing in the second half. The Lancers made just 1 second half three-pointer out of their 6 in total. They went just 6 of 22 from beyond the arc. Taylor went to the line 7 times, made 5 of them, all in the second half. Grace went to the line 10 times. They made 7 of them. They were 4 of 4 in the first half. Kaylee Patton led the way for Grace with 16 points. She had 7 in the second half. She was 6 of 11 from the floor and 4 of 6 from the three-point arc. 12 points for Kenzie McMahon on 5 of 8 shooting, 11 for Kirsten Poore on 5 of 14 shooting, 5 for Peyton Murphy off the bench, 2 for Olivia Pearson, 3 for Kenzie Ryman in her second collegiate start, replacing her injured big sister, Maddie Ryman, the leading scorer in the Crossroads League, and 6 points for Carly Feldman. The inside threat was plagued with foul trouble throughout the day. Off the Taylor bench, Ariel Dale had 2, Gretchen Mall had 2, Meredith Deckard had 6, and 9 for Clacy West. The Trojans were out rebounded 31-38 in the game in total, but they picked up 15 second half rebounds compared to the 13 for Grace. Second chance points went Taylor's way 11-10, even though Grace had the advantage in offensive rebounds 12-8. Taylor turned it over just 12 times, but 8 times after halftime. But Grace turned it over 22 times today, and the Trojans really beat down Grace off the turnovers, outscoring the Lancers 31-11 off the turnover here today. Taylor came away with 16 assists on 29 baskets, led by Meredith Deckard 6. That's her 3rd game in a row with at least 6 assists. She's had back-to-back 7-assist games coming in. 11 assists for Grace on their 21 hoops, 3 apiece for Feldman and Poor. 2 blocks, both from Gretchen Mall, 1 block for Grace. That was from Kirsten Poor. And other numbers to note, the Grace bench outscored the Taylor bench 7-4. Points in the paint were 22-14 in favor of Taylor. And we'll take a break, and when we come back, we're going to hear from the big man, Jody Martinez, next here on the Trojan Sports Network.
Your heart, well, your heart is everything to you and your body, and its favorite place to be is home. Marion General Hospital has been named a nationally accredited chest pain center, which is the highest accomplishment in cardiovascular care. We are proud to provide our community with a team of cardiac experts throughout MGH. From our ambulance and emergency room to our cardiovascular departments in partnership with our experienced local cardiologists and interventional cardiologists from St. Vincent's Medical Group. The same level of cardiovascular expertise in bigger cities at larger hospitals is available right here. Everyone has their expertise. At MGH, our expertise is your heart, bringing the best in the nation home to you. Your heart is in the right place at MGH.
Hello. Rick
Hello.
Johnston, Jody Martinez. Say hi to your people. You got people to say hi to.
Hello, friends.
Okay.
All my loved ones, Nani, Papa. I got the Rev in Iowa. He's probably doing something. He's probably wearing Taylor stuff, hopefully.
He better.
Well, I got Hannah's here today.
That's right.
I'm not sure. I think her fiance's got baseball practice at Liberty. So.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Speaking of baseball.
Yes.
Big win for the Taylor Trojans last night.
Awesome. TJ Bass. Bam. Grand slam.
That ball still hasn't landed yet.
No.
In Reinhardt.
No.
That thing went into orbit.
And if I remember, a certain player was shushing the bench too. I'm not sure which player that was.
He's pretty good though. We're not going to mention
any names.
But protect the innocent. Okay. So
it was a great halftime speech.
What'd you say at halftime?
It was outstanding.
Just epic.
Outstanding.
Vince Lombardi worthy.
Yeah. I appreciate you bringing up Vince during the Super Bowl weekend, but we just had to relax. I mean, you could tell how tight we were. We didn't do just like deer in headlights, and yeah, it just was I didn't chew them out this time, which is unusual. But we just got to refocus. We regrouped, and we got it done. I mean, we shot really well second half, but I was more impressed with our defensive effort.
Yeah, you close that third quarter. They go up 46-45. You guys close on a 10-1 run, and then it was on after that going to the fourth.
Yeah, LJ put a spectacular show there. A great way to get her 1,000th point today, but more importantly on senior day, a commitment of 5 years to the program and a great send-off. And like I told them, this isn't our last home game. It's just a recognition day, and we got Wesleyan come to town on Wednesday. So enjoy tonight. Enjoy the ceremony we're about to do once I get done here, because as you can tell, they need direction down there. They're all standing around. And then get focused tomorrow on Wesleyan.
Okay. Can we go inside baseball? Can I ask you one of your secrets? You know what I'm going to ask you, right?
Okay.
Okay. Tell everyone at home where you got that inbounds play from, where everybody huddles up around you. Because you had a cheeky smile like you always do, and I knew you were up to something when you ran it, and I was like, oh, I guess they're going to run this tomorrow, and you did.
Yeah, and so I got it from recruiting, high school. I saw a coach do it. You can only do it once a game. It's got to be in the second half, and the out-of-bounds play has to be by your bench.
Check,
and so
check, and check.
You yell at the team, like, come here, like I did, and bring them over, and I'm like, got the board out. I said, you just blah, 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 and then I said, once the ref hands the ball to Kayla, I'm going to yell, go, and they got to sprint, because now you got 3 people sprinting with 2 defenders matching up, so who are they going to guard? And I said, you just throw the ball right towards me, and the shooter grabs it, shoots it, and I told him in the locker room, if we get to run this play, and if we hit it, if we make it, we get Casa for everybody.
Casa for everybody!
Casa for everybody. Thank you, Taylor. So excellent. Kayla did it. She sold it.
Just
froze everybody.
Oh,
froze everybody.
The shot from up here of everybody over there, and then the place just went berserk when she hit it.
I can't wait to see the camera angle with the fans, because I see a lot of people standing. I saw Natalie about jumped out of the bleachers.
She's probably going, where was this when I played for you?
So that was a great play, and then the high lob to Taylor Westgate on another. That was a sideline play. We had run stack the whole game, and so I figured they're going to fall asleep on this one. They did.
You guys had to slow them down. They were out without the leading scorer in the league today. They had players step up all over the place. Patton, not normally a three-point shooter, went 3, hit 4 today, made her first 3 in a row.
Yeah.
What was it like to see Grace come out? I mean, they came out and hit you in the mouth there in that first quarter, going up 13-0.
Right. And I told Coach Dan, I got a lot of respect for Dan. I knew Dan when I was down in Florida coaching. He was in Alabama coaching, and he got his team inspired. I mean, they were loud. The bench was loud. They played very aggressive. They had nothing to lose out here. They knew that their best players out in terms of scoring average and heart and soul of the team. Ryman, great respect for Dan and the Grace, their effort. Patton, man, she kept them in there. We told them that, no matter who we play, it doesn't matter. It seems like the kids that shoot under 30% end up having a career day shooting threes. Even the girl that came off the bench who shoots 19%.
Yeah, she got one.
She ended up hitting one, and you got, it just happens. But our issue was early is we didn't hit and mentally wore us out defensively. We gave up way too many points in that first quarter.
Yeah, down 20-14 after the quarter.
But 20, and then we gave up the rest of the game, 35?
Yeah, I mean, after you got down 13-0, you outscored them 76-42.
Yeah. So, and that's what this team's capable of doing. I just don't like the inconsistency of it all.
Well, you were consistent in the second half.
Yes.
And I know not all 3 of your seniors got the double figures, but Meredith had 6 points, 3 rebounds. She also had 6 assists and 2 steals. And, of course, she got the highlight of the day, hitting the 3 with your Houdini play earlier.
But, Meredith did a great job defensively, especially when we had our momentum. They kind of rattled the point guard. They were outletting it to a wing player. Now that means their legs are getting worn out, which was good because they didn't hit as well as they did first half, as we know the stats. But it's amazing how much adrenaline can happen when you have a good offensive flow. But LJ, man, some big shots she hit. Kayla played aggressive there at the end. I mean, she had 3 people on her, and I'm telling her to kick it out, and she said, no, sir, I'm going to go up. And then she smiles at me as she runs down the court. And so it's like, basically, I turn around and go, she's telling me that's in my face, which is, hey, I'm fine if I'm just glad you hit a layup.
Yeah, the 2 of them combined, LJ and Kayla combined to score 26 points in the second half.
That's great.
On 9 of 11 shooting. They also went a perfect 6 of 6 from 3. Well,
good.
I'll let you go enjoy something to eat because I know you probably eaten in a while, so go get something to eat.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's only dessert.
Oh.
Which is still good, but, man, I'm already hyper right now, so I'm going to get –
well, you got to come back and watch your boy Han. And
yes,
hey,
I'm watching all the boys, all the seniors.
So I need your thoughts. Since you're a basketball lifer.
Yes.
The thoughts on Jason's almost dunk last week? Awesome or like really awesome?
Yeah, it took us a couple days to repair the bolts and nuts and the raft. I mean, that was so impressive. I loved it. People that didn't see it on social media in slow-mo, when you put that in slow-mo, it was like Air Jordan-esque. It was so beautiful. Even though you missed it, it was so beautiful.
Oh, but he was 2 inches away from that bad boy going down.
Oh, that was an ESPN clip if he makes it.
Oh, 100%.
If he makes it, so. All right, you're going to get LJ up
Let's
here now.
Let's get LJ up here now. She's talking to her people. Lauren James came in with needing 14 points for 1,000. She got it on a 3 in the third quarter. 24 points overall to lead the game. 16 after halftime. James went 5 of 7 from the floor, a perfect 5 of 5 from 3 in the second half. She started 1 of 4 from three-point range. She finished 6 of 6 from distance.
That's better.
Hello.
Hi, Rick.
Second half was a lot of fun.
Yeah, that was fun.
What got into you? That was like a vintage right calf sleeve sophomore year league
Calf
tournament
sleeve.
Lauren
Don't bring
James
back the calf
moment.
sleeve. Oh my goodness. I don't know. He just kept attacking, and we started out sloppy, like the whole team. I mean, the first possession, we let an offensive rebound. They get an offensive rebound and score. Like, that's not us. So once we got discipline and got some rebounds, the transition going, that's how we play. So, and then you saw the end result.
They came back, took a late lead at 46-45 in the third. You close it on a 10-1 run and then just ran it from there on out. What was it like to get up by 5, but have them battle back and not give up, only playing 6 players, or really only 5 players after Feldman picked up her third personal foul there in the third?
Yeah, I mean, we knew they weren't going to just fold over and quit. I mean, they're a tough team. They're missing a couple players, and there's a lot of players that stepped up for them, and they fight hard and they play hard. So we knew they weren't going away. We just had to do the little stuff, keep doing the little stuff, and just play our game, do what we do.
How much fun was that second half?
Oh my goodness! There was one time it was when we ran that
the Houdini play.
The new play. And I mean, Mare hit it, and I'm going crazy. And I'd never do this, but I happened to look up in the stands, and everyone's on their feet going crazy. I'm like, this is just so awesome. I mean, that's what Taylor basketball is. I mean, just the energy in this arena today was just awesome.
A lot of juice, and I think there'll be a lot of people coming out for that little regular season home finale on Wednesday against Indiana West. There'll be a lot of people.
Yeah, there's a school coming to town that we want to take care of business. So.
Yeah, they get a chance to play them at the beginning of the year, so it should be fun.
That's
you
right.
guys are now 7-1 here in 2022. Congratulations. Congrats on 1,000 points.
Thank you.
And we'll see you Wednesday.
Appreciate you, Rick.
Proud of you. That's Lauren James, our player of the game. No doubt about that. We'll be right back with the men's game coming up next.